People that I've spoken to that were right there on the scene says that the car just didn't seem to slow down, seemed to maybe even accelerate as it was heading into the crowd of people.
And started yelling for my kids, and I was looking for both of them, and I found Mia, and I saw she was with our family, and I knew she was okay, but I couldn't find Hadley. And so I just kept yelling and yelling and yelling, and then finally I found her.
Where was she?
She was about 3/4 of the way through the intersection on the ground by a man that was Leo.
She was by Leo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call him? What's his name?
Leo the superhero.
Leo the superhero? Why do you call him a superhero?
He saved my life.
Hi, I'm Hadley Wyatt, and I'm 16 years old.
How old were you when the OSU parade crash happened?
I was 6 years old.
We thought she was gone. I ended up picking her up, which you're not supposed to do when people are injured like that because they could be hurt, you know. But I did. I picked her up, and I turned, and there was a soldier there, and I turned to him and I said, "Will you go with us?" His name's Brenner. He went with us, and he helped so much just trying. That whole route was shut down because of the parade, so you couldn't just drive to the ER. He helped, you know, guide us and say we had an emergency. And
he had his fatigues on, and so it allowed us. He would say, "I have an emergency, I'm a soldier, let us through."
So I just thought, I've got to keep her awake. I can't let her go away.
I remember waking up in the truck on the way to the hospital. My mom was asking me like what my name was, like counting, and then after that I blanked.
And we were parked kind of far away from the ER, and so we started running with her. I was carrying her, and then I was starting to feel like I was starting to lose her. But I just barreled in and I said, "We need help, we need help."
We were the second victim to arrive.
I was going to ask, were there other parade victims there?
We were one of the
when we
first.
got there,
They were calling doctors that were in the stands and civilians and saying, "You need to get down here." And I remember people showing up with civilian clothes at the game saying, "I'm a doctor, nurse."
I woke up a little bit there because I like felt the stinging on my face.
So you like the Cowboys and Cowgirls?
And one time when I looked, I saw my like face for the first time, and like I didn't believe like it had happened to me.
What did you see?
I had seen all the road rash on my face.
Wow. It's kind of big for you, but you can wear it to sleep. Yeah.
My face was all cut out, and I had a deep scar, and the scar on my eyebrow is pretty deep, and then the scar on my knee is also really deep, and it all happened on my left side.
I remember that I was to the right of her and she was to the left of me, and we were holding hands, and I felt something like push me, and like I kind of stumbled forward and my hand flew up.
Mia was able to give the best police account of the whole situation.
Yeah, I remember seeing like, this is a little bit graphic, but I remember seeing like limbs laying around just from people who had lost like arms and legs and stuff, and people crying. There was a lot of people like sitting on curbs just with their heads down, just crying.
And I've actually gave a speech on it, an essay. It was like an opportunity speech, and how because I was really shy when I was 6, and I talked about like the tragedy and then like how much I've come from that. I can go in a room and talk in front of people, and I like doing it.
So I'm a reporter.
A reporter?
Yeah. So I do send like post and pre-release. I've won grand twice, both the guild. I want to win grand with a barrel pig.
You had a speech that you wrote
Yeah.
for FFA.
You just write about like opportunities FFA has given you, and it's given me, of course, the ability to speak.
To speak. Let's hear it.
When I was a little preschool girl, constantly hiding behind my mama's leg, I was thrust into the national spotlight. I was a little blonde-headed girl who was injured in the Oklahoma State University homecoming tragedy in 2015. I was in every newspaper and on every TV news station. There was no hiding. My parents never left my side, but they also did not completely shield me from the publicity. It was important to the people of Oklahoma to see me and hear me say that I was okay. It wasn't just about me. That tragedy was much bigger than just me. I didn't realize it then, but those terrifying days shaped my worldview. Sometimes you have to do the hard thing just because it's the right thing.
Sometimes you have to do the hard thing because it's the right thing.